readily available on the market, from independent apps that aid in ticketing, attendee counting and a speedy registration, which are accessible to event managers, venues, events or businesses.
But are they truly useful? Could they generate income for the business? Are event apps the next step towards best practice in the event industry, or is it simply a phase?
Mobile devices began with software that only allowed for making and receiving calls. Today, you can do slightly more.
By looking at the history of apps, developers can learn what types of apps users want most. With every suddenly popular app, developers have yet another chance to create a better version.
Travelling back to 1973, to when the first public mobile phone call was made, it took 10 years for this to make it onto the market.
32 years after this small step for mankind, we now have an array of apps bursting into the marketplace trying to compete to be the best. The Motorola Dynatac 8000X in 1983 introduced the way for smartphones and apps. However simple they were, users were impressed by games such as Snake and Tic-Tac-Toe. By 2008, Apple released the mighty iPhone, enabling users to access an entire array of apps.
The simplicity of these apps transitioned how users thought about their phone, paving the way for development into more advanced apps.
By 2011, there were over 1 million apps available, with users spending whopping 87% of their time on their mobile applications.
With the rising advancement of high-speed mobile networks like 3G, Wi-Fi and 4G, consumers can access the web on their smartphones as quickly and reliably as they can via a normal computer.
App development companies are in constant competition, but every company has the same available mobile app audience to market to. With over 50% of apps being deleted daily due to concerns of personal information being used, the race to create a better app has accelerated.
Say goodbye to brochures and hello to apps. Users spend longer on apps than portfolio websites. This is because it's more convenient, easier to access and more widely accessible. The strong growth in mobile app usage has propelled it to take over the majority of digital media time spent at 52%, accounting for approximately 7 out of every 8 minutes of activity on mobile devices.
However, apps need to be made compatible for a variety of platforms. These include Android, iPhone and Amazon.
By this time next year, 94% of apps will be free to install. This will encourage greater downloads for the app.
However, less than 1% of that 94% will be financially successful. This could potentially mean that an event app may not be viable.
Even if the app is free, it is able to generate revenue from potential advertisements and sponsorships. This will create increased revenue for the event organisation through positive brand association.
Businesses spend money building apps without really knowing why they want one. Some organisations only build apps to rival their competitors and therefore build them poorly.
Data collected through event apps can be utilised in order to develop and improve operations and customer experience for future events.
Mobile apps, which are just a smaller version of a website, will not work hard enough for you or your business and can damage the perception of your brand.
The data that can be collected via the use of apps and events is invaluable, allowing for clearer targeting abilities. The emphasis is placed on attendees' experience. It also encourages non-attendee engagement from home.
However, there is an increasing concern that the growing focus on technology will cause a drop in face-to-face service skills.
There is also large green benefits of apps, preventing paper wastage.
Apps can take time to make, and there is also an associated cost. But just because the office next door has an app doesn't necessarily mean that an app is the most viable investment for your company. Maybe you could utilise something already produced and free to download.
An event app is something that is personal to a specific business. As for each of you watching, there would be an array of functions which you would want your app to approach and fulfill.
So is it worth it?
You could benefit by saving money, which could be invested elsewhere, or improve your marketing strategy by answering your customers' needs and gaining a competitive edge.
There's potential to gain advantage by increasing your business awareness and understanding the development of technology and its effect on the event industry.
Asking yourself to look at the possibility of developing an app allows you to review your priorities. What needs to be developed? How can it benefit your operations, marketing campaigns, budgeting and financial operations? If an app can aid making your priorities more successful, then it is worth it. If not, then this needs to be addressed before you consider investing time and money.
Are you sure an app is right for you?
Have you developed an app?
Have you experienced any difficulties in developing an app, or is yours a success?
Or are you considering your business would benefit from an app and are unsure?
Join the debate and let us know your thoughts.